Last time on Wheels of Fury.
Just before we begin, I would like to say that Wheels of Fury will be going on hiatus for a bit. I'm not sure when we'll be back, but it's kind of... we have to stay safe.
That's what's gone on with this whole WrestleMania thing. I know you've been very, very, very adamant that they should have postponed WrestleMania.
Yeah, and I still feel that way. It's just that I saw a video from Jimmy Corderas for Facebook. He said that fans need to learn how to relax. They shouldn't be so negative. WWE is only trying to help, and given the circumstances, they can only do their best. And, you know, so on and so forth.
What happened with this whole COVID-19 thing? Happening when it happened, at the exact time it happened, it didn't really give too much preparation for, like, well, we've got this virus going around and we don't want anybody catching it or the spread of it, so we're just gonna hold off on WrestleMania until this whole thing clears up, and then at some point down the road have WrestleMania. It's not goodbye, it's just to see you later.
Exactly. So, that being said, this is me and Matt, and we're gonna kill Kyle. And we will talk to you in the future. Yes. Deuces.
Bye, guys.
We're back! Hey, me and Matt here. This is Killer Kyle to Wheels of Fury. There we go. Hey, me and Matt, Killer Kyle here. Back in business.
Aye.
Man, it's been forever, dude.
I know, man. It feels like it's been an eternity.
So we celebrate we got some game. Anyways, we're gonna talk about Extreme Rules, the horror show.
Yeah, that's interesting because it's like they are trying to make it more intriguing for people because, like, you know, Extreme Rules has always been one night a year where people look forward to because, you know, there's ladder match or tables match or Extreme Rules match and, you know, a whole lot of violence, and, you know, those that are the hardcore fans, if you will like that, but it seems as if they're trying to, well, WWE has done their best to think outside the box as far as what they're going to do to keep their product entertaining with the whole pandemic.
Yeah.
look at WrestleMania and the Boneyard match, AJ and Taker, was absolutely amazing and incredible. And there was that whole oddball thing with the Firefly Funhouse match. And then you go into other events that, like, okay, go into Money in the Bank, and the whole concept of, you know, you had to fight your way through the WWE headquarters and make your way to the roof, and then get in a ring that they set up on the roof of the building,
Yeah.
and then get one of the briefcases. And, you know, instead of having, like, usually with Money in the Bank event, they would have the women's Money in the Bank ladder match first, and then later have the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. This, they decided to do both simultaneously,
Yeah.
which made it very interesting. And, you know, a couple of times have interactions with the men and the women meeting up with each other somehow, somewhere in the building, and then be yelling at each other and all this other stuff, and then be like, okay, we're gonna continue on our own way. And even the little things that they had were very cool, like, you know, John Laurinaitis again, with the white suit and the
People
scooter.
power!
Then he gets pied in the face by Otis, or
Otis and Nia.
yeah, Otis and Nia, that little thing. Paul Heyman at the table, and he looks like he's gonna, or he's trying to decide whether he's gonna have, like, a salad or a sandwich, whatever. And he goes for the sandwich and he starts to eat it, and then you got pretty much all the men and women participants of both matches meeting up, and something happens, and there's food everywhere, and table gets destroyed, and all this other stuff. As far as the horror show goes, it's like, ooh, the horror show. I wonder what that's going to be all about. Now, there's one match on this card that fits the title. I just hope that the rest of the show follows suit.
So let's begin now. We've got the United States Championship match. We've got the United States Champion of Apollo Crews versus the newly crowned United States Champion of MVP. It's kind of like the young lion versus the old lion.
You know, the young lion versus the old guard.
Yeah.
And one thing I will say that I do really, really like about the new United States Championship is the fact that, in my opinion, it is a good representation of WWE,
Yeah.
but it also looks old school, which is nice.
I love gold. And that thing just looks beautiful.
Exactly.
And, you know, and I hesitated on, like, what the new U.S. title was going to look like when it actually came out.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, it's beautiful.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, you know, this is another example of why I hate when a title is introduced and then the guy that doesn't have the championship belt is crowned himself the champion. It's kind of like when you watch Taz introduce the FTW title to Brian Cage.
Mm-hmm.
So, in that case, and as much as I like MVP, I've already seen him with the new title. I don't want to see him as the United States champion.
Yeah.
And yes, he's got Bobby with him, but I don't fucking want to see MVP as the U.S. champion because I've already seen him with the title. He has not won the title. He has not won the title, and he doesn't deserve the belt. Yes, he can have the belt anytime he wants in the next coming month or so, but Apollo Crews is the rightful U.S. champion. He's had the belt forever. He has the belt. Let him win this belt. And then maybe they'll have a match at fucking SummerSlam, because I just don't get it. If Brian Cage won the AEW title, then he would have been buying 2 belts, and that's bullshit. So, I mean, this isn't the case, but let's face it, MVP is not the real U.S. champion, therefore, he has the belt already. Let's give Apollo the strap, and then let's see what happens at SummerSlam. It always irritates me when this happens.
Yeah. I'd like to see happen. Apollo win the match. He has both the belts. And then maybe the next night on Raw, either come out with both belts and just hand over the one that he has and just keep the new one, or just wear the new one out to the ring on Raw. Either that, or he could just take the new United States Championship and they can figure out what they want to do with the old one, if you will.
Yeah, I just don't fucking get it.
Yeah.
As much as I think MVP is still a good wrestler, and he's been all over, why did you have to do that? Like, seriously.
Yeah. And if you're gonna have MVP be Bobby Lashley's spokesman and manager, you don't need a damn title.
No.
I mean, okay, like, when he competes in the ring from time to time, he does, he's still got it. He can still go for being, I'll say, mid to late 40s.
Yeah.
And, he's still a good performer and still one of the best talkers.
Yeah.
It's just, his time has passed.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying he's too old, it's
No.
just, he's had his run in WWE. The fact that he's back is fine, there's nothing wrong with that. And, be Bobby Lashley's manager and him on track and get him into a title picture again eventually. But as far as MVP is concerned, I don't care if he wrestles from time to time, but just don't put a title on him. You don't need it.
What I think is actually cool is you have, if Lashley is in MVP's corner on Sunday,
Yeah.
all 3 have been U.S. champion.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, that's pretty cool.
And having MVP say he's one of the longest reigning U.S. champions in history, that is very true, and he's got a very good point. That doesn't mean you need to have the title again.
Right.
And this is Apollo's first title run in his career since being with the WWE. Let him have it. Let him run with it.
Yeah. Now we go on to a match of Rey Mysterio and Seth Rollins, eye for an eye.
Yeah. This match has become very personal, which you don't see very often anymore. Like, things get personal, but not personal to this depth, if you will.
Yeah.
And you had Seth Rollins in this catatonic state, very out of it, very measurable, when he lost his match against Drew McIntyre for the title, and it was a tag match with Seth and Murphy against Ray and I want to say Carrillo.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it was great.
Ray slapped him, I think, and that kind of snapped him out of his being zoned out, and he attacked Ray and then shoved his eye in the corner of the stairs. Ray was out for a little while, and Seth was saying, "Oh, Ray sacrificed himself for me, for the greater good of Monday Night Raw," and so on and so forth. And then, Dominic got involved, and, there was back and forth there, and it's built up and built up and built up. And now it's like, you've got this match where, the horror show fits because an eye for an eye. Now, at first you would think, oh yeah, eye for an eye. Ray's got that protective patch over his eye, so they're gonna make Seth wear a patch over his eye maybe, or do like an old school match they haven't done in a while. They
Jake Roberts.
very seldom have done a blindfold match.
Yeah.
But no, it's like, oh, the only way you can win is if you gouge out your opponent's eye, and it's like, Jesus Christ.
I thought to myself, it's too bad Leon White died, because he could give them lessons on how to do that shit. Like, seriously.
Well, he was the one that had his eye popped out.
That's why I said that.
But you made it sound like he was the one that did it. No, Leon.
Oh,
was
I see
the
what
one-
you're saying.
Leon was the one that had his eye.
So, I meant to say Stan Hansen.
Yeah, Stan Hansen. Yeah, really.
So, anyways, enough of that shit. I mean, look, I know that since the quarantine, they've been doing matches where they can do special effects and they can have different, settings and
Yes.
pre-recorded shit, which I do appreciate.
Yes.
I mean, look at Undertaker and AJ Styles.
Yeah.
That was fucking brilliant.
Oh yeah, that was absolutely brilliant. Like I said earlier, the idea where you have, for the Money in the Bank, you have them fighting through the headquarters and, gotta make your way up to the roof, and there's a ring set up on the roof of the building, and you gotta, fight your way to the roof and get in the ring, fight in the ring, and then eventually get a ladder, climb the ladder, grab the briefcase. That was, again, brilliant. This, again, is making it interesting and thinking outside the box, but talk about dangerous.
I know, fuck.
Danger level through the roof.
Like, I don't know how that's possible. I seriously don't.
Yeah.
So, I'm scared.
Yeah, really.
I don't know who's gonna win, honestly. I think that Ray definitely needs redemption.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the one that got injured, know. So, now, another interesting thing I thought about, too, if that happens, is Dominic turning on Ray, but I can't see that either.
Yeah, I can't see Dominic turning on Ray, not a chance.
Because the Messiah already fucking has Seth, Buddy, yes, Buddy,
Yeah.
and
Seth, yeah.
Forrest Gump, so...
Yeah. Seth already has Buddy Murphy, Austin Theory. He had the Authors of Pain, but who knows what happened to them.
Right.
Maybe they're staying home with this whole quarantine thing. Who the hell knows? But yeah.
So anyhow, yeah, I'm gonna say Ray.
Yeah.
Here comes the match of the night. Here comes the match of the night. We've got Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt in the Swamp match.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a fucking amazing. It's like, I mean, come on. You got these two guys that were in a stable together. You know, Bray brings in Braun Strowman, and then Braun Strowman does his own thing, and now this is happening. You know, and just imagine the possibilities that these two can do in this environment. I mean, you know, there's snakes, there's lizards, there's a swamp, there's like fucking, I don't even know, man. But there's a lot of things they can do. I mean,
Oh, absolutely.
I hope it's gonna be better than the Randy Orton Bray Wyatt match. It could be, who knows? But I mean, and it's also for the Universal Championship, so
Right.
I'm not even sure. Like, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna say Braun Strowman because I like Braun Strowman. I like Bray Wyatt,
Yeah.
but again, Braun Strowman is a dominant champion.
Yes.
So I mean, who knows? But I think it's gonna be one hell of a match and very unique.
Yeah, it absolutely for sure will be a hell of a match. Now, I'm sure when watch SmackDown, they will hopefully go in depth as to the concept of the match and essentially the rules of the match.
Yep.
So you know how to win, who wins, well, know how to win, how the match is going to go, etc., etc. But yeah, it should be a very good match. And it sounded like when you were doing the introduction to the match, you said, it sounded like you said Braun Strowman.
Yeah, I was going for Braun, but for some, I was gonna say Bray Wyatt, and then I was like, oh shit, no, can't do that.
Braun Strowman. Alright,
Yeah.
Braun. No.
Yeah.
And, like, the thing about it, too, is, okay, you had The Fiend
Yeah.
as Universal Champion. Now, they've gone back to the original Bray Wyatt, if you will.
Yeah. Bray Wyatt of old.
Yeah, Southern guy that talks in riddles
Which, you know, was my favorite.
and you know, which is completely fine. I don't feel like they need to put the title on him again as a different character, if you will. It wouldn't make any sense.
No, I don't think so at all.
Yeah. Like, him as champion is fine. You've done it already. Keep the title on Strowman.
Yes, exactly.
Go to a match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. The champion, Bayley, against the unhinged Scotswoman of Nikki Cross. And the interactions between Bayley and Nikki have been very good, very interesting. How Nikki ended up in this match was really well done. She won a number one contenders match, and she's got this match out of Extreme Rules. It'll be interesting to see if they finally put a singles title on Nikki,
Right.
because she's been with WWE now since the Sanity days. And, you know, they've already had her as women's tag team champion twice. I would like to see them put a singles title on Nikki finally. Will this be the night that it happens? Possibly, we'll see. Now, I know you have been very opinionated on the fact that you're not all that hyped on Bayley as a heel.
You know, when I heard that she turned heel, and I liked it. At first, I liked it. It was a great thing. She had kick-ass theme music, and she fell into her own, and that was great. But then her and Sasha Banks got back together, and that was great too. Whatever, you want to do that shit, do it. That's fine. They were the women's tag team championship, whatever, and that was great. And now she wants to go for the SmackDown Women's Champion, and she won it. And hey, you know what? Now she's fucking Bayley, those straps, and it's fucking bullshit like I always hated, and that's great. Nikki Cross is my girl, and she's with my other girl, Alexa Bliss, and they're doing their job, and they're doing a great job. And Bayley is a fucking moron. Why? Because they gave her shit lines, because she's a shit person, and that's a shit person. Because she's not five, she's 31 years old, and you give her shit lines. And yeah, she's a great wrestler and whatever. And it's great, because Bayley is, a great heel and whatever. And it was great when she had the inflatable two-person people, whatever, and it was great. But Bayley is somebody that either should lose the title or lose the tag team championships, because Bayley don't straps is bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. It has always been bullshit. And Nikki Cross, I know she deserves it. She deserves it more than anything, because she works her ass off. And she's been insanity, and she's been a great NXT wrestler. I don't even know if she's won the NXT title. But you know what? Whatever. It doesn't give a fuck. And that pisses me off. And you know what? So, Sunday, let's do it. Let's do it. What is it? Ding dong. What is the fucking process going on?
Insert subtitles here. Okay, look. I myself wasn't originally hot on Bayley as a heel. She seemed out of her element. She seemed lost. And then when they when they turned Sasha heel and put the two of them together as a heel unit, it was like, okay, Sasha has experience as a heel, and Bayley's out of her element as a heel. So put the two of them together. Sasha can help Bayley as a heel with a heel character, come up with a character, develop a character, and run with it. As time has gone on, I feel like Bayley has improved tenfold as a heel. Now, yes, they got her doing the whole goofy stuff like a 5-year-old, which is, yeah. But like I said, Bayley, I feel, has improved as a heel. Now, having her as one half of the Women's Tag Champions and SmackDown Women's Champion is whatever. Like Matt said, Nikki does deserve to be champion, does deserve to have a singles championship. Will it happen Sunday? Hopefully. I don't feel that strongly about it, but I would like to see it happen. And if they're going to have Sasha be in Bayley's corner for this match, have Alexa be in Nikki's corner, even things out.
Yeah. I mean, look, in 2001, you had the two-man power trip as tag team champions.
Yes.
And Stone Cold was WWF champion, and Triple H was Intercontinental champion.
Uh-huh.
But Mercedes and Pam are not the two-man power trip.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't make any sense, but it's kind of...
The point is
I'm not
there.
on the same level.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Nikki Cross.
Yeah. I would actually enjoy seeing Nikki as SmackDown Women's Champion, just to see how it goes, what they do with her with it, and will it happen? Hopefully, we'll see. But yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see Nikki as champion. Like, when her and Alexa were the tag champions, she's treating the championship almost as if it's like another person. She's talking to it and stuff like that. If she wins the SmackDown Women's Championship on Sunday, it'll be interesting to see if they still do that concept.
Yeah.
They probably will. So, yeah. For the Raw Women's Championship, you have Asuka going one-on-one with Sasha Banks. And, okay, usually as one half of the Women's Tag Champions and SmackDown Women's Champion. Then, of course, you've got Sasha as the other half of the Women's Tag titles. Don't do the stupid idea of putting the Raw Women's Championship on Sasha. If you're going to put a singles title on her again, have the two ditzy bitches lose the tag titles and then put the Raw title on her if you want. But for God's sakes, don't have both of them with 4 fucking titles.
But see, once again, though, Kyle, you don't have a proper women's tag team division.
Which is what I've been saying for months.
It's unfortunate. It really is. It was a great idea to bring back the fucking titles. But then you have, you know, Jumping Bomb Angels 2.0. And then, you know, Nikki and Alexa. And then Sasha and Bayley. And, you know, who's next? You know, like,
exactly.
I mean, Nia and Tamina were gonna be a good tag team. And then Nia keeps fucking hurting people. And, you know, Tamina's whatever. I don't give a shit. So, really, why the tag team? You know, give the fucking women's tag team division over to AEW, because I'm sure they know up more about that.
Yeah.
But this is bullshit. Like, seriously.
It was like I said to you in a conversation we had not that long ago. I don't know if it was on a live, it probably was, or it was just a conversation. Back in 2013, I want to call it, you had the Bellas and Alicia Fox. You had Paige, Becky, and Charlotte. You had Naomi, Sasha, and Tamina as trios, and that really seemed to spark something in the women's division and make it better.
Yep.
I think now the WWE Women's Tag Team Division needs that kick in the ass to get them going. Because this bullshit of having, oh, we're going to have 3 tag teams fight over the championships, and oh, we're going to have this team have the tag titles for a little bit, and then this team, and oh, this team's going to have their second run, and this team's going to have their second run, and this team's going to get left out of the equation, even though they've already had a title run. It's like, fuck off! Get your shit together, and treat the women's championships with respect. Like, God damn it. You bring back the titles, which is a great idea, and what have you done with them? Fucking nothing!
Anyway. So, that's, yeah. So, you got that, but you also have the fact that Sasha Banks, well, she hasn't injured herself in a while.
True.
But, and by the way, the match that she had when she reversed into the bank statement, I think it was Asuka. I don't even know.
I think it was Kairi Singh this past week.
Whatever. I want Asuka to retain. Either Asuka retains, or they get rid of the fucking tag titles.
Yeah.
And bring them on to somebody else.
Yeah.
Because, like I said before, they're not Triple H and Stone Cold Steve Austin worthy of 4 fucking straps.
Exactly.
So,
And to any of you out there that may wear a set of headphones while watching this, you may either want to unplug the headphones just for a moment, or turn down your volume low when I yell there.
oh yeah, we're pretty loud tonight, which is awesome.
Ah, hell, it's our first video back in a couple of months. We got a lot of stuff to get off our chest here.
So now we have to think about the WWE title. We've got Drew McIntyre versus Dolph. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing anymore, Ziggler.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, look, okay, Dolph has been around forever now. I guess I gotta say a decade.
At least, yeah.
What the fuck have they done with him, really? Nothing. They gave him everything except for the WWF title.
Yeah.
Tag Team Champion, World Champion, Intercontinental Champion, US Champion. Okay, what else? That's it.
Money in the Bank winner. He hasn't won a Rumble yet.
No. The fucking guy is nearing 40 and he's got nothing under. Doesn't have the WWE title. And yes, you don't always have to win the WWE title.
Yeah.
But for fuck's sake, if you've been around this long, why not?
Yeah.
But anyways, Drew McIntyre, definitely one of the guys that we wanted to be WWE champion and is now, the first Scottish WWE champion.
Yeah.
And so that's cool in itself.
Uh-huh.
So this match, and again, we don't know what the stipulation is.
Yeah.
Unless we find out tonight, because we haven't watched SmackDown yet.
We might find out tonight.
So, either way, I want to see Drew win. If Dolph wins, that's great. He finally gets the WWE title. If he doesn't win, then fuck it, he's done with the WWE title. He doesn't get it no more. No more chances.
Yeah. I honestly see the match most likely going one way. Dolph Ziggler gets a one-way ticket to Claymore Country and Drew retains the title.
Yeah, I mean...
Because, don't get me wrong, Dolph's a hell of a wrestler, hell of a performer, he's very talented, but it seems like ever since they've did away with the show-off gimmick, if you will, his career's gone in the toilet.
Pretty much.
I mean, they had him in that stupid-ass storyline. Mandy Rose and Otis and Sonya. That was fucked up.
Right.
And now that they've gone away from that, okay, you put him in the title picture again, but I mean, you put him in the title picture again, you have him in a match with Drew McIntyre, they bring up the history between them, Drew with Dolph, and they were a tag team,
Yeah.
they seemed unstoppable, but now it's like, Dolph's career is going downhill,
Pretty much.
which is unfortunate, but I mean, he needs something. Although I will say, what they're doing with him now is far better than the stupidity they had him doing where he was fucking impersonating The Undertaker, and
Oh god, yeah.
that was
An abortion in itself.
dreadful.
And then, I mean, when you look at when Heath Slater coming back and confronting Drew and then having a match and then losing a match, I mean, there's no reason why he can't wrestle.
Exactly.
Part-time, because the man is stacked.
Oh, absolutely.
He looks more built than he was before he left,
I know.
So I'm not sure where that's gonna go.
Yeah.
So I think that, if Dolph don't win, he doesn't get another shot at the title. I like Drew as the champion, let's
Yeah.
face it. I mean, who else can you put against them? Now there's a bunch of different people you could do that.
Oh yeah.
You know, the Bobby Lashley was one of them. You know, Big E could be another one. You know, there's a lot of wrestlers who can have face Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
I mean, this has got to be Drew's one last chance.
Yeah, I'd say either Dolph wins or he moves on.
Should have got off the pot.
Exactly.
So-
Talk about Drew being the first ever Scottish WWE champion. I believe if Nikki were to win the women's championship, she'd be the first Scottish women's champion.
Right. Exactly.
So that'd be interesting in and of itself.
So this has been Extreme Rules, the horror show, and we are back in business finally.
Yeah.
You know, I think there's going to be a pandemic maybe in the fall at some point. We could end up taking another hiatus, but we won't look that far.
Yeah.
We're going to do as many episodes as we can, and it's going to be awesome. So up next, we're going to do the bonus Wheels of Fury episode for this week.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're going to do Slammiversary.
Yes.
And look forward to that. So, from me and Matt, this is Killer Kyle, and we will talk to you in a bit.
Deuces.
Deuces.